Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm Nicole. Scorpio, this is going to be a weekly read for you guys. I'm getting ready to put out a second series of readings. You all are always so communicative with me and on top of it, so I wanted to get one more reading out to you all before I veer into some other things. So we're just going to kind of put it in the week ahead as to what is going on. Been inclined to use primarily tarot rather than some of the oracles and things that I sometimes use. So we're going to do that and go with it, right? So yeah, let's see what's on. I'm hearing what's on the other side of this. I don't know. So Scorp, Sun, Moon, Rising, Cross Watcher, if that's you, welcome to the channel as well. Discern the messages accordingly. You're here, you know the rules. Cat is feeling some kind of way at the moment. And you're going to have to chill, my man. If it's not the dog, it's the cat. It is what it is. Nobody bothers me until I sit down to do these. Say hi to everybody. Say hi. I'm big. I'm loud. I'm talkative. Huh. Say that's your gig here. All right. Everybody, hello. This is Loki. Sassy. And he thinks he's the boss. All right. You got your 2 seconds of love. Go find something to do. Maybe. Okay. Go on, go play. All right. What would be... This week has been nothing but a week of interruptions of animals. So animal spirit could be beating on your door, Scorpio, one way or another. Black bears, too, could be very important at this time. So, ow, those are my legs. Get down. That's enough. All right. Nobody wants my attention until here I am with you all. All right, Spirit, Scorpio for the next week. What is it that Scorpio needs to know? The cat hair on me. Ugh. All right. What else does what else does Scorpio need to know outside of the 2 readings that went out, plus the fixed signs read? All right, Spirit for Scorpio. Spirit is saying the energy is shifting, a burst of magic, and open to discovery. Scorpio, you know, we talked about in the other readings here this week about how the energy's been a bit difficult, right? And I think that, you know, it's on the precipice of breakthrough. Tender embrace coming out. It's kind of wanting to come out upside down. Scorpio, you could kind of be out of your feels. I think I said to you guys about you can't like think your way through something. You're going to have to feel your way through it. But Scorpio, you could be coming off a bit abrasive right now in general. And when I say abrasive, it's not that you're necessarily being mean. I mean, maybe you're feeling... One of the comments, she said, I was being bitchy or something like that. And hell, you know, all forgiveness here. Like, we all have our moments. Don't sweat it. But, you know, you could just be a little more sharp-tongued than usual. Embrace, it's kind of like, yeah, I want to invite people in, but yet I don't. Like, I'm not... It's kind of like cuddly as a cactus. Like, yeah, I can... love you, but at a distance right now, Scorpio. I feel like your focus is elsewhere. Elephants came out in that fixed signs read. It's showing up again here. You could almost, for some of you, may feel like somebody's smothering you, or you're feeling a little smothered, like there's just too much going on. Spirit, women precisely. So my feminine energies, maybe you're just kind of like, as much as you are a lover, kind of just kind of like, I don't... You know, I'm not feeling super touchy-feely, lovey kind of thing. Like, I'm focused. I'm focused on something specific. So over the next week, this could be an energy that is, you know, kind of spirit camping out in your corner. You know, we all get in a mood. We're human, right? All right, what else for Scorpio here? A grand symphony, harmony, balance, a 9. Something here, Scorp's getting ready to come to an end. Spirit going, you're screaming your piece. And that's kind of funny. Broken open. Scorpio, I'm going to tell you, if you've been holding something back, this could be why you've been about as cuddly as a cactus. Maybe, you know, Scorps, you tend to kind of, we've talked about that. You go out, you have these exchanges with people or situations. You go back into your little bubble. You sit back, observe, discern. Make heads and tails of whatever it is that you're dealing with, and then you're ready to kind of, I'm going to say, trumpet your way through it as you see the pictures on the card there with this grand symphony, and then broken open, like I keep hearing a lot about creative expression, Scorpio, not just for you, but for some of the other signs. Like I almost feel like you're getting ready to get creative in multiple ways. And I'm going to say to you, go back to the beginnings of Gemini season. Like what creative energy were you encompassing? Were you manifesting? Were you working on something? But you've got a 4, a 9, and a 10. And that 9 into that 10, that 9 is the end. The 10 is the complete closure and starting that new cycle. That 1 flipping, that 1 and 0 flipping over to something new. So, Scorpio, whatever has had you, Spirit said, has had you at the end of your rope, you're finally getting to a place where you can express that in some capacity. I do think that you're going to do this in a very loving manner. Now, when I say loving, I mean this in a compassionate sense of holding in the back of your mind that not everybody is where you are, right? So if you've gained enlightenment in life, who you're dealing with, what you're dealing with may be about 10 steps behind you, give or take, and you are trying to keep that in mind. So I don't feel like I feel like you're trying to be empathetic to whatever this is. You're discerning that, trying to make peace with that. But, I talked about the hummingbirds and the elephants in yesterday's fixed signs read. And Scorpio, you got 2 elephants and a hummingbird here, right? There's the hummingbird right up yonder. And then you've got these 2 elephants there that came out in the sideways position. That hummingbird talked about, they go out and they gather their nectar. They get what they need, and then they go back and retreat. And Scorpio, that's who you are. And you're going out to give it out. We'll see what that means. But this broken open is like whatever tension, stress, I feel like it's kind of starting to kind of come out of your body, out of your mind, out of your soul. Like I don't know that this is the best example, but I'm going to use this. Like you think about if you've ever gone out, and I think most of us have had one of those awful nights of being stupid and drinking. And the next day you feel like it's like seeping out of your pores, all the poisons, all the toxins, all the purging is happening. I'm going to say that this is what this feels like to me, but on an emotional level, a level of I feel poked at, I feel prodded at, I feel like other things are trying to maintain authority over me. Scorpio doing shit on Scorpio's terms. And I feel like you've kind of hit a little bit of a breaking point with whatever this is. That somebody else or a situation could have been running you in the ground. Your own thoughts too, Scorpio, all that mental energy the other day, could have been running you into the ground. But I will say that I don't think that it was without reason. I think that there was something, or is something, that has been transpiring that has made you maybe feel alone or frustrated by certain events or something like that. It's like, does anybody hear me? Does anybody acknowledge what I see here? Because I'm really frustrated by something. And, you're getting, Spirit, to a place of harmonious balance. It's like you're recalibrating yourself here, Scorps. So something is aligning as well too. I feel like this is going to be that period of time where I've talked about it with Mercury retrograde, like you have to gain clarity. And I don't feel like typically reiterating here that Scorpio is massively affected by Mercury retrograde. We are affected. There's no denying that. But Mercury is not our ruling planet. It's Mars and Pluto, right? So we get the duality of Mars and Pluto that tend to really shake things up for us more than anything. Mercury is where you, Scorpio, tend to pick up on everybody else's shit. And if you're evolved at all, you're able to decipher, like, communication might be bad, or technology may not be working, or things are not coming out right, or there's delays. You're able to discern and, like, understand why things are happening. So it invites you into a space of having more patience with situations. But it doesn't mean that it doesn't irritate the hell out of you, right? So you could have been under this irritated feeling, this grouchy, like, again, cuddly as a cactus kind of vibe of, I just let me be, let me go, let me be, let me breathe. And Scorpio, whatever this is that's been kind of culminating for you, it's like it's busting out of you, and it's like you're starting to get back into that space of love, light, good vibe, feeling, energy that maybe has eluded you from anywhere from 4 days to 4 weeks. Okay, so the spirit is saying next of kin as well. So I don't know what that's about. Okay, I'm not sure how that relates to any of this, but there it is. As always, having my coffee with you guys. All right, let's get to Scorpio. Let's see what else is going on here. Per spirit, man, they have, you know, talk about communication. It's like spirit's communication has been like, do this, say this, address that. They're very, very blunt here lately. Very extra. Spirit's feeling extra. Thank you, Spirit. All right, creative. See, there's that creative, what did I say? How did I say that? Creative expression, is that what I said? Comfortable, retreat. Yeah, Scorpio, this is you coming back into something. What is this? You could be making a return to something after putting it on the back burner for a while as well. Spirit just had too many cooks in the kitchen here. I do. You know, I talked about that pause. Things could have felt like, you know, you needed a break from things. You know, guys know that I took a day and then it turned into a week plus. But a period of rest and relaxation, sitting, taking a moment to the self. The next is serenity. The serenity, that water energy, wet serenity, moisture, drizzly. You know, again, feeling swamped, I'm going to say, by the emotions. And now this kitchen, it's prep time. You know, you go into the kitchen, you clean things up, you prep, you get ready, you prepare. Scorpio, you're becoming the alchemist to whatever this broken open is. And you're about to, flowing waters, riverbanks, let the shit flow. Whatever this flow is, whatever has been built up, put behind a wall, has been held back. It is coming through with this river and this broken open. It's like whatever, I feel like you guys were living a very simplistic way for a little while, right? And it probably felt pretty good that things were less complicated than normal. You could focus on some healing or work or whatever. I know we talked a little bit about work in some of the prior readings. And then this irritation set in, right? These little things, and then something happens that gets you in your head and you're overanalyzing it and being the Scorpio self, where you've held back that emotions. The emotions probably kicked in. There's a release here that needs to happen. It's ready to happen. Scorpio, I feel like this is pinpointed and directed at somebody. So, you know, perhaps that's Scorpio stinger, and we haven't mentioned it too much here lately. I think you're getting ready to Spirit, unleash the beast that is Scorpio, right? There is definitely something coming here that kind of gives me this feeling of this like twisty turn riding. This is like a back and forth bumpy, you know, there's like the smooth sailing, right? And then there's like speedboats that like rip and tear through the water. Scorps, feel like you're getting ready to rip and tear into something or someone. There's the, I think it took you a little while to sit and ponder how you wanted to address something. And I think maybe your quietness as you paused, right? This pause and ponder as you sat and paused on something, kind of not giving it life. I don't think that you were necessarily reacting or responding to something, Spirit, only as need be. But this may have been, you know, it's kind of like when you threaten your kids in the sense of, you know, you don't knock that off. Like, I'm going to take your phone or your PlayStation or the TV or, you know, whatever thing it is that they have. And, you know, you make those, you know, empty threats, we call them, so many times, and you know, you don't do it. And then all of a sudden the fifth time that you've hit that breaking point and you do something, right? It's like, okay, I meant business, like I've given you every opportunity, you're acting a fool, here I come, and that creates some kind of tower moment. That shock card came out for you yesterday in the fixed signs read. They're kind of taking me back to that as well. You know, everything is interlinked, Scorpio. This is that point where enough is enough and you're getting ready to stand into your power. And I think that somebody or whomever you're dealing with, 10 of Wands, right? That's the end of burdens, working on that, addressing that, mastering yourself in a particular situation. Like this is kind of coming to a culmination of you're getting ready to do something that I don't think someone is necessarily expecting. And Spirit said they may be unprepared. So, you know, you may be sitting back and not doing anything has given somebody else, Spirit is saying, there comes that 2 of Wands for you guys. You see that? Is given somebody else the sense of like false hope, Scorpio, and the Death card. Holy, that's what I mean. Like, there it is coming out right underneath that moisture, that rain, that energy that is Scorpio, that water energy. I think you were evaluating some choices. I think that you're starting to finally, I don't say finally make up your mind, but you're ready to make a move, right? That 2 of Wands is action oriented, trying to decipher what direction you need to go, not sure. That Death card is almost in the upright here. And Scorpio, there you are. I think it's anything that's made you feel less than human, anything that's emotionally stung you in itself. It's kind of like I've had enough of this situation or this particular energy that's been kind of lingering, whether it's Mercury retrograde, you know, the alignments of all the retrogrades. We have 5 retrogrades going on right now. You know, Chiron in retro too is also like, you know, that is the wounded healer. So to me, you know, whether or not this is factual in the sense of what it means in the astrology intuitively as I read this, this is part of the reason why you're not feeling so cuddly, not so connected to things. Like there's a reason that you needed to disconnect, and it could be needing that little bit of push, that little bit of that irritation to make you remember who the hell you are, Scorps. So I think over the next week, you know, and at that Death card, as part of over the next week, is you bringing something to a final close here, right? Like I said, it's broken open. You're getting ready to exude something that has left you feeling drained, disappointed, like, you know, damned if I do, damned if I don't, is what I'm hearing. So what comes up? Knight of Wands, Scorpio there, you know, taking action. This is somebody, though, that I think is reacting impulsively to what they don't see coming with that Moon card underneath. Scorps, I'm going to say this, you're far, I hope that this is you that I'm reading this way, far more mature. A Knight of Wands is lacking maturity, right? Far more mature, that this energy is not you rushing in. Because, you know, you've sat back and you've evaluated with this 2 of Wands as to what you needed to do, what action you needed to take. And, Scorpio, there it is. I said about a tower, right? From the get-go. Here it is. There it is. Somebody doesn't see an action coming. They kind of think that they've gotten away with something, like disrupting your foundations. I am seeing that 7 of Swords is someone thinking, you know, they could get greedy and take from your happiness. And maybe you have kind of, again, like maybe the way you've responded or reacted, kind of scream like, oh yeah, I'm getting under Scorpio's skin, right? What they don't see, and I said in the fixed signs reading, like that gavel, that final noise, or however I worded that, here it comes, Scorpio, and you're the one delivering this punch, right? You're the one delivering the blow here to some sort of truth. Spirit is saying that somebody else may have been like not being honest, right? That 7 of Swords is deception as well. Pardon my stomach, it's growling. I'm hungry apparently. But you're delivering. Spirit, you are delivering, Scorpio. So whatever this means in the next week, it's like a reset. You're hitting the reset button. Again, I talked about the Mercury retrograde. Like, it's going to bring in some clarity. And I do think that this midpoint here that we're getting to is creating that quick flip for you, that the first couple weeks, just everything's out of sorts. So what, we're 10 days into it. I think it started the 4th. It's the 14th. And there's the 4, right? It's where it started to make things a little haywire, a little disconnected feeling. And now as you're coming back into boss bitch mode, we'll call it, you're creating a disruption for somebody else. You could have just laid low for a hot minute and not said or done much, simply because it didn't require a response. But now it does. Like, you've taken all I'm going to take here, and now we're going to get down to business, and we're going to box this out, or whatever this might be for you. All right, Scorps, I'm going to say, as simple as these cards are, there's a lot of energy that comes in with them, right? So you got Scorpio energy, you got Cancerian energy here, 2 of Wands, you got the Moon again. Scorpio, I do think that whatever you were dealing with did create some kind of fear around connection, whether this is with others, or how someone else is going to react, or what it's going to do. Is it going to disrupt your happiness? And I will say that whomever or whatever you're dealing with or have been dealing with, that was their angle. I don't think that you were necessarily, I don't think you were caught off guard, okay? But I think that you just had other things at the forefront of your plans and thoughts. And it wasn't whatever this other situation was. So it's kind of like when maybe, you deal with somebody who enjoys an argument, who enjoys instilling fear, enjoys fucking with your head. You weren't in that space. Like, you weren't in the need to defend it, trying to stay on the offensive. Like, you just had other plans in motion, right? So when this comes in, it wasn't that it created a tower moment for you, but it did stir up emotional shit, again, likely from the past. And it's like, I don't want to repeat the past. So it's kind of like you were being triggered for some deeper healing. It's going to take some time, right? Like, as long as you acknowledge it and go, okay, I realize that this is what I need to work on in regards to whether it's a person or just, I really want to say, like, a person, karmic, is triggering something for you that is requiring some deeper level of healing. You understand it. Now you need to take that forward action for yourself. But in the meantime, Scorpio, this person who thinks that they can come in and run amok, you also need to put an end to that. So it's kind of like the trigger had to happen, and this person or this situation needs to be put in its place, okay? But again, like I said earlier, coming in with a loving truth and then walking away from the emotional bullshit that it's brought in for you. So again, Scorpio, transmutation, there's something here significant about 7 days, so this could be over the next week. That the Knight of Cups. You are going to handle this gracefully, right? You're going to handle this in a very, Spirit says, ho-hum kind of way. Like, it's like, whistle while you work, Scorpio. I got to do these, the 7 dwarfs. There you go. There's your 7, the 7 dwarfs. What mood have you been in alignment with those dwarfs? I don't know why the Disney connotations here lately. But it's like, you're just trying to get to where you're heading. You're trying to get through the obstacles to get to your goals, to make things happen for yourself. And I think that this irritation, honestly, was a little necessary for you, because I don't think that you were looking at what it is that needed to be looked at for yourself, because it's like you kind of got out of this state of grace, and now you're moving back into it, right? Waddling around, getting back into that state of grace, starting over and starting a new cycle here. And I think that that's very healthy for you. I think it was much needed. Scorpio, I think this person from the past, it's funny. I feel like you keep an eye out, not because you give a shit about the person, the scenario, the situation, but you keep an eye out because you know what they're like. It's like, once you see somebody's behaviors, patterns, words, actions, whatever, you know that you kind of have to be cautious of how you deal with something, right? So it's like, that old adage of keep your friends close, your enemies closer. It's that. I don't feel like you keep this person or situation close to you, but it is got a history there where you feel the need to protect your emotional abundance, whatever that emotional abundance is for you. But I think that it's funny because as much as you are keeping an eye out on a situation because it's necessary, the Daughter of Pentacles, so the Page of Pentacles, I also feel like somebody else is keeping an eye on your money and your happiness, right? They're nosy. They're nosy. But Scorpio, what I think is funny is you're feeling a little fierce to me. Diplomatically fierce, Spirit says. That's Seven of Swords. Scorpio. I love it. It's funny. It's not funny. It's all of these in-betweens. Scorpio, you sitting there as this fox, right? With Seven of Swords, you're keeping your eyes open, or at least one eye on the situation. This person who has acted or is about to act impulsively, they're trying to show up as this Page of Pentacles, like, well, I offered this, and I've done this, and I've said that. What more do they want from me? Scorpio, a fox will take down a deer if they feel brave enough, right? Like, this person, it's like they don't learn with you. They don't learn that you're not going to tolerate their bullshit. Like, it's just like, this could repeat. This could be an old friend, an old family member, right? Like, maybe you have an outs with a family member and Christmas comes and you are like, you know, let bygones be bygones. I'm not going to sweat it. I'm going to be nice at Christmas dinner. Keep the peace. It's not a big deal. It's just where they are in life. I'm not there. And then they start some fuckery again because they've mistaken your kindness at Christmas dinner as a weakness that you're going to let them back into your space. Time to lay the hammer down here, Scorps. Like, they have this person continuously misjudges who you are. And I think that's probably in part the irritating thing to you, Scorpio, that I got the chills. It's like, how can you not understand? Like, how I have put you in your place. I have said what I needed to say. I've not been an asshole to you when I probably should have been. I've given you, you know, room for error, room to hang yourself, which you've done. And yet you come back in trying to disrupt what I've created. I got nothing to do with you. Leave me alone. Scorpio, this page also is kind of reminding me of, like, victim mentality. Like, they're coming in as this Knight of Wands, rushing in again, you know, impulsively, forgetting what they're walking into, or not even acknowledging what they could be walking into, like a bunch of landmines. But showing up again as that Page of Pentacles, going, well, here I'm totally innocent. This is why would you turn on me, Scorpio? Why would you do this? Why would you behave? Why would you? And it's like, did you stop, you know, John, to look at your actions and decide why I decided to get a little snippy with you, or why I told you to back the fuck off, or, you know, whatever it might be? They don't realize that Seven of Swords, Scorps, you're getting ready to pull out the old Scorpio stinger, and give them the 1-2 lashing and reminding them of who the hell they're dealing with. Nine of Cups to Lovers. This person's made some choices. It's like fun and games, right? This is kind of giving me that vibe of fun and games. It's all fun and games until somebody gets hurt, right? They've made their choices. And I think in return, you know, you've had to make a choice around a situation, or going to have to make a choice around a situation. I think that it causes them to pause, or kind of start to pump the brakes. I don't know if pause is the right word, but they start to kind of pump the brakes and go, shit. Like, so I really want to say something they said or did, so it's action oriented, kind of makes them have to backtrack a little bit. You know, it's like calling somebody out on their bullshit. As I say, that Six of Swords, it's making them go back to where they came from, right? In the reverse. Like, shit, like, wait a minute, let me backtrack, let me reword, let me change what, you know, well, no, that's not quite what I meant, but it's very clear that's what they meant, right? King of Wands, you could be dealing with a Sag, doesn't have to be Leo, Aries as well, but you're making somebody pause because it's kind of like, look, here's the deal. There's Scorpio, death card, or the King of Pentacles. You are, you know, boss bitch, 10 of Cups, your 10 of Cups trumps their 9 of Cups, right? And then you've got the Wheel of Fortune, the Empress, the 3 of Swords, the Sun. This has, I'm going to reiterate, this has illuminated something for you. This triggering, if that's the word we want to use, was necessary to show you some wounds that just need to be continue to need to be worked on. They run a little deeper than you thought. You're going to work through them. You're going to figure it out, right? And it was like you needed to be reminded of, you know, they need to be reminded of who the hell you are. But it was Scorpio. It was also like you maybe started to get caught up in the day-to-day life, and you needed to remind you too of who the hell you are. Something here had to like make that abrasive feeling to make you remember who you are, because like Scorpio, I've said it before, say it again, whether you intend or not to be the deliverer of karma, I do feel like Spirit kind of puts you in that position. When somebody meets up with you, you make them have to step up, right? You make them have to move differently than maybe they're used to. And that Wheel of Fortune, again, not only is a karmic, but this turns things in your favor, right? That 10 of Cups, it's taking you out of that abrasive, like I didn't understand where this irritable feeling was coming from or why. Now I understand the next emotional step that I need to take for myself to reach, you know, that rainbow or that feel good or the pot of gold, you know, at the end of the rainbow. So it's like I said recently, you're almost there. Don't stop now. This irritation maybe just, you know, like, fuck, I got nothing left, right? You needed something to spark that creative expression. It just so happens to be somebody who does not ever learn a lesson with you. Spirit's like, will they ever? I don't know. You know, that's their own fate. They're tempting. You could be dealing with a Libra here, right? Like, I kind of feel like they want your happiness, right? They're going back and forth between the light and the dark themselves, and they're wanting that happiness. I was thinking to myself as I was getting ready to shuffle, like, who is this person? What is this person? What's this person's deal, right? We're being nosy. You know, and the Justice card pops up at the bottom. You know, they could have been, you know, pelting you with some kind of communication of like, ego. It's like pouncing, like a tiger pounces on its prey. Like, Scorpio, did they think that you were going to be their, what do they call that? Like helpless prey, like non-defensive. You know, maybe you've taken a couple of blows, maybe verbally, I feel like, more than anything from this person. And, man, Scorps, coming out fighting like a fucking wildcat. Like, no, we're not doing this anymore. Scorps, you're funny as hell. The Magician, you know, this person's popping up in that Magician energy. 6 of Swords reversed with the Tower. Whatever they, and the 9 of Swords, there we go, 3 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups. They were a spark for you, like a mini tower moment, if you want to call it that. But Scorpio, this reversal, it, you know, when I say to you, here comes this Knight of Wands, 6 of Swords, they got to go back and retreat. The Magician, they've manifested this, and they're walking right back into that tower. Like, they're going out. It's kind of giving me this image, and the way the cards feel energetically is, you know, they're off to come at you. There's the Death card laying on the table like this, right? They're coming at you, and oh shit, it's a real fast U-turn. And I'm gonna kind of laugh and say, when we were out of town and Debbie was swinging around, you know, she left land and she did a quick U-turn, and we ended up, like I said in the one video, like, we ended up missing a lot of the impact they kept saying we were going to get, and thank God we did, right? But sorry for those who were impacted. But this person is like, just made me think of like having that conversation, like, oh, it's doing a U-turn right back into land, not coming up quite as high as we thought. This person is doing this U-turn, and it's funny because whatever residual stuff they were creating in the background, it's like they're running into their own tower moment that they tried to create for you as you're bringing in your own tower to finito something here. And look, whatever anxiety you've been dealing with, whatever stress you've been dealing with, I'm going to tell you, it's no other way to say it, but it's being returned to sender. This would be here, right? Not that it really matters, but there it is. And what they've sent out, what they've carried forward, they're now getting back. So this Scorpio, this is some kind of karma, a quick U-turn of karma is what I'm going to call this. You are, it's like that letter that comes in the mail for the person that lived at your place before you, return to sender. Scorpio, you've done stamped this bitch with return to sender. Oh, Scorpio. You do it. Your resilience is bar none, Scorps. Resilience is bar none. It's just like this passion. Your passion for whatever is coming back into balance here for you. It's good. The sparks are kind of flying now. You're getting reconnected with your sense of self. Done feeling like an ass. Okay, were you feeling that way, Scorps? But you're starting to kind of feel again after a period of being disconnected. The chaser, you could have been feeling like you were like a step behind for a little while during this energy. I'm gonna leave that card sit there because that's where it fell out. Many options. The 2 of Wands is options, right? Trying again to decide, like, am I going to be on the defensive or the offensive in this particular situation? And it's, you really had to get your boundaries back, get yourself, stabilized again. Grounding your energy has been necessary, and I think it's serving you well, even if it felt like it was harder than usual. What other advice for the middle here? I said it, Scorps. I said this is a karmic. There it is. Karmic relationships, resentments and triggers, perception, intensity, letting go, turmoil, and fleeting. This person triggered you. I said it. There it is. This person who's triggered you, as much as you may not like this person, Scorpio, because that energy of you either, Scorpio either likes you or they don't like you, may run very deep. But I do think, again, like part of this healing, though, is you learning to find the grace in forgiveness in these situations, as that forgiveness came out yesterday in the fixed signs read, particularly tied to Leo, but for all of you. And it's like this person, to me, it's like your pinky here is letting go of this. This person is trying to like kind of keep you tied up to this, because it's like there is no happiness here, right? You know this. There's no fixing whatever this is. And this person is a karmic. They're showing you things about yourself, and you probably resent the shit out of them in some way. But the difference between you and them, Scorpio, too, I will say, is that you understand why they're a part of your life, right? You understand what you need to work through, and it's like you learning to engage with the healing work you need to do versus the person who is triggering you is the valuable lesson. You are learning about yourself. This person only sees you as the problem. So there's a lack of accountability on this other side of this situation. And for so long, Scorpio is, and you know this, that this person lacks the accountability. They're not going to change, right? Again, some people are a reminder to you what it looks like if you don't change. They're probably pretty fucking miserable from the looks of this. So it's a blatant attack towards you is what I'm going to say. And they're just not, they don't understand why these things are happening as they are, because they're refusing to take a deeper look. With that, the advice over top of them, camera comes out sideways, reminiscing. I said U-turn, right? Like what has already happened or what they've been giving out is coming right back. Like they're starting, I will say this, progressing, so cycles and takes time to heal. They're not healing and transmuting as quickly as you do, right? That's just who you are. It comes naturally. It's second nature to you. I will say this, there is something, their memory is being triggered. Their memory is being sparked. They may not have been a believer ever of what goes around comes around. It's like, I can do whatever I want to do, and as long as I keep it a secret or a lie, and keep other people wrapped up, then the truth is never seen. But there's something about a similarity, like whatever this situation or person is, and Spirit said for a few of you, this may be a different person than of the past. But like when you look at, Joe reminds you of what John used to do, right? So it doesn't necessarily mean that it is the same exact person, but for some of you, this is going to be somebody different, but acting in the same manner, right? It's same person, different face, right? So just keep that in mind. But I think for the majority of you, you are dealing with somebody from a past cycle, particularly a specific person. This person is, I don't think that they've ever really given weight to how karma works, how dharma works, how, the things that you do, they are rectified. Maybe they're not religious. They don't see it as heaven and hell. They don't see it as karma and dharma. They just think that they can go through and live life however they want to, and there's no consequence or repercussion for that. And Scorpio, there is something happening here, I will say. It's like in their evening, I'm going to call it, right? In their evening, in a very quiet, calm moment, it's like there's flashbacks or little scenes that are coming up, and it's like they remember when they did something specific, and now they are getting that back, right? The shoe is on the other foot. So now that they're in the opposite position, they're starting, it's like they refuse to acknowledge it to its full capacity, that this is likely why these things are happening in their life. When it comes tied to you, you are the lesson. They're not embracing that, but it's almost like it's scaring them. That tower is a self-induced tower, that they're starting to realize that there is something more to what is happening, and they feel like they're losing control. So in their psychological aspect, right? If they deny the truth, this is heavy shit. If they deny the truth to themselves, that their actions sparked a chain of events, then they don't have to take accountability for themselves, hence the victim mode, okay? But something is starting to brew up. It's almost like when I see this image, the way Spirit's presenting it to me, of them sitting by themselves in a quiet space, and it's like, again, that flashback. When they recognize in a split second that they did this and now it is being done to them, they get a very sick feeling in the pit of their stomach. Their intuition, whether they believed in it or not, is starting to hit them like a ton of bricks. Should they choose to accept their part in their suffering, this can change moving forward. However, I'm going to say to you, when a snake sheds its skin, it's still a snake, right? This person in the future may or may not, right? Because free will, we don't have no control over someone else's free will, may show little signs or symptoms of evolving. But Scorps, 9 out of 10 times, they're going to get back into a mood based upon other events that are going on in their life that have nothing to do with you, and they're going to take it out on you. Be mindful of that. Because your ability to process these transformational moments is happening faster. This person can't keep up because they're not even awake yet to their own part in their own suffering. This broken open is you going kaboom, right? Here's my love, here's my light, here's the fuck yous here. This person, Scorpio, is starting to have to be, it's like they're breaking open, but not like you are. That it's a very, very small, they can't ignore what their actions have caused anymore. Okay, I hope that's making sense for you guys. That's why this 9 of Swords is sitting there, tied to those who they have chosen to incorporate and cause confusion to and for and with and fighting. Like, again, that Chariot, what goes around comes around, right? If they want to move on in life and have happier times ahead, they're going to have to start to address this. But that, again, reminder, means they have to be accountable. They have to hold themselves accountable. I don't know that they're ready to do that. All right, anything else with this, Spirit? Mask. I can't. You can't make it up. You can't fucking make it up. Hiding the true feelings. They're hiding what they know to be a truth, but they refuse to see it for what it is. Pretending everything's fine. It had nothing to do with them, right? And deluding, gaslighting, and personifying. They're still playing the blame game in the upright, right, Scorpio? They're still playing that blame game, and they need to do some healing. They've got codependent situations, personalities, ways of living, being. They're not ready to break through, but they're being shoved. Like, Spirit's ready to kind of just kick them. You know, you're taking the flying leap. You're taking the risk to step into something new. You see this chaser. She's taking the leap on her own. She's like, I'm going to see what happens. I have no idea. This person is being pushed off the cliff. Their back is against the wall after a period, Scorpio, of trying to put your back to a wall. But you're not having it. You're not having it. Scorpio, I don't think there's anything I'll have to say. This is it. This is it. This is it. This is it. Yeah. Interesting next week ahead. See what happens. Spirit said they're gonna back off. They're gonna back off. News and information around that's gonna come in. Something about the 20th too. I would say the 20th of this month. 8/20. So that's a 10 also, by the way. Scorpio, you're kind of like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde to them. Every time they think they got you figured out, you flip the script. Maybe that's that quietness to them coming at you. All right, Scorps, I'm leaving it there. 47 minutes, long enough. I'm sending you guys a ton of love. Like, share, subscribe, comment. I think I'm caught up on emails. There's some of you going back and forth with right now. Shoot me an email. I'll get you scheduled. I have a nice schedule coming up, so lots of room to put everybody in. Information email is down in the description box below, about section of the page. Shoot me an email. I will provide you with all the information that you need to get you set up for an appointment. I love each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for the ways you support me. Don't know what I'd do without you. I had 3 people also send donations. I know Jim, I think it was Jim Murphy on the one, and 2 others I don't think had a name, rather like an account thing. So thank you to those of you who have donated. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Sending you love. Take care. I'll see you soon. Bye.